Hello friends, welcome to today's session on subscriptions. Now, what is subscription? Subscription is the amount which is received by an NPO, that is not for profit organization, which could be in the form of clubs, charitable hospitals. The clubs could be formed by people who have common aim, like there could be a sports club, there could be some other entertainment club, friends club, so on. So when they are registered as a not-for-profit organization, the amount which are received by them from their members to keep their membership alive. And this amount might be received like monthly subscription might be received, or it might be like quarterly, or it could be half yearly, or it could be annual subscription. So it doesn't matter how it is received, but it is received by an NPO from its member to keep subscription alive. They keep their membership alive. Now, about the subscription. Now, this amount would be received by the NPO, would be seen in its receipts and payments account. So whatever amount has been received during the year, that would be there on the receipt side of the receipt and payment account. And this amount that is received, which is reflected there, might be related to the current year or previous year, or it can be related to the next year. So whatever has been received, that is shown in the receipt and payment account. However, when we are preparing the income and expenditure account, we are following accrual basis of accounting, and we are going to be finding out the amount that is the subscription income of the year. What do we find out? Subscription income of the year. So whatever is the amount related to current year, whether they have been received or not, has to be included here. So whatever is the subscription income of that year should be credited to the income and expenditure account. Now, what we are going to be learning today is how to compute this amount of subscription which has to be credited to the income and expenditure account with information like the amount which has been received during the year, which is normally available in the receipt side of your receipt and payment account, and with the adjustments. Now, what are the adjustments that you can encounter? Those could be the outstandings. There could be two types of outstanding. Outstanding means whatever is the amount which has not been received yet. So it can be outstanding at the beginning of the year, which is basically the previous year's closing outstanding, and the outstanding at the end of the current year. Similarly, you could have advances. Advances might be received from some of the members in the previous year end, which would be the for the beginning of the year, and at the end of current year, some amount might be received from members related to next year. Now only they have to pay. So these are the type of adjustments that you could encounter. In addition to this, there could be sometimes some subscription which is required to be written off. Means it is no longer recoverable. So if it becomes known to the organization, the NPO, that this particular amount of subscription has been long pending and it is not likely to be recovered, then that is to be written off. So these are the type of adjustments which have to be made to this particular amount that we get from the receipt and payment account, or from the amount that has been received during the year. And when we adjust for these, then we arrive at the subscription income of the year, which will be credited to the subscription account. So now with this background, I will be now teaching you the method of computation. Now you can use a statement method or account method. I personally prefer account method, which I find more simple, but it basically depends on person to person. Whatever is simpler to you, please adopt that. Now, I'll be teaching the question solving under both the method for you, so that you'll be able to understand both and select the one that suits you. But if in the question they say by opening subscription account, then you will have to prepare the account and do it. So normally it depends upon the question as well if it is specific. Now the statement method. So this is the statement that you would be preparing. This statement is for computation of subscription income for the year, which would be credited to the income and expenditure. Basically, you can have particulars and two amount columns, inner and outer column. It would always start with the subscription received during the year, that is the total amount that has been received, irrespective of whether it is related to current year, previous year, or next year. Whatever has been found on the receipt and payment account receipt side, that amount would be the starting point of your statement. Then there are certain items that we add, like whatever is outstanding at the end of the year. Outstanding at the end of the year means it was the income of subscription which was to be received for the current year, but has not yet been received as at the end of the year. As on 31st March of the year, still the members have not paid the subscription which they had to pay for the current year. Then that outstanding, although has not been received, is still the income of the year and has to be included. It has not come in this receipt amount, but still it is being income. We have to include it, so we add it. The other item that we add is the advance at the beginning of the year. Advance at the beginning of the year means the amount of subscription which was received in advance at the end of the previous year. So previous year, some of the members had paid the subscription in advance. So for which year they would have paid? For the current year, they would have paid in the previous year. Probably they were going abroad or they had amount in the hand. So they decided that they will pay in advance the previous year only for the current year. So that amount was already received by the NPO in the previous year amount. It was shown as receipt. But it is income of the current year. So it has to be included in the income of the current year. It is not included here because it was received in the previous year only as advance. So that amount of advance which is there at the beginning of the year has to be added. I hope the logic is clear. Now we will discuss the amount which have to be deducted or subtracted. There are two items. One, the outstanding at the beginning of the year. The outstanding at the beginning of the year is nothing but outstanding at the end of the previous year. The previous year that amount was outstanding. Means it was an amount which was supposed to be paid by the members in the previous year but was not paid. So it remained outstanding the previous year and which became the outstanding in the beginning of the year. That amount would have been probably received by the NPO during the current year from the members who paid up. So that would be included here. But you should not be including it in the income of the current year because it was a membership fee of the members for the membership they held in the previous year, not for the current year. So that has to be removed from this amount as it is included in the amount received during the year. Similarly, we have one more amount advance at the end of the year. During the current year, at the end of the current year, there was some amount of advance received from some of the members. They paid up in advance. So that amount, what they've received in advance from the member is related to the next year. Now only they've received. So that is included here in the receipt amount. But it is not the income of current year. It is supposed to become the income of the next year. So therefore, that should not be included. So we have to remove it from the amount that has been received. So that has to be subtracted. And that is it. These are the items that you would encounter. When you add and subtract these amount, you arrive at the ultimate amount, which would be the subscription, which you would be crediting to your income and expenditure account, which would be the subscription income of the year. Therefore, to understand what is to be added, outstanding at the end of the current year and advance at the beginning of the current year. And opposite is subtract, means outstanding at the beginning and advance at the end. And that's it. That's as simple as that. Now, this was using the statement method. With the same information, if you are supposed to prepare using subscription account, then this is how we prepare the subscription account. Now, in the subscription account, we prepare the subscription account like this with debit and credit side, particulars rupees, particulars rupees. Whatever was outstanding at the beginning of the year is amount which is receivable from the members. So it is an asset of the business. So it has a debit balance. So the subscription account on the debit side would have an opening balance of balance brought down related to the outstanding at the beginning of the year. That is opening outstanding, whatever was outstanding. And what was outstanding at the end comes on the opposite side. Means this is the amount which is supposed to be received at the end of the year but was not received. Similarly, there might be some advance at the beginning of the year. So what was received in the previous year only related to current year. So therefore, that amount of advance that is already received is normally denoted as a liability, and therefore it has a credit balance. Therefore, the opening of advances would appear on the credit side of the subscription account, and the closing advance which has been received in advance current year related to next year, that is closing advance, comes on the debit side. Now, from the receipt and payment account, you would get the amount of total amount received from the members during the year. So that amount we would be putting on the credit side. If you look at the journal entry, bank account debit to subscription account, this would be appearing in the receipt and payment account. So that amount comes here. Now, further, there could be, as I told you, there is a possibility that there could be one more amount. That is when, suppose membership was supposed to be received, but it has not been received, and now it has become very clear to the NPO that it is no longer going to be received, so it has to write it off as a loss. Then that amount that has to be written off has to be debited to income and expenditure account. So income and expenditure account to subscription account, you'll be writing it off here. The amount would be written off. Now we just close the account, find the difference and get the difference here. That would be the subscription income of the year that would be credited to the income and expenditure account. So subscription account to income and expenditure account. So in income and expenditure account, on the credit side, that is income side, you would have the subscription income of the year, of the current year. So basically what you need to understand in short is that you should know three concepts: previous year, current year, next year. This is previous year, this is the current year, and this is the next year. So what you want to do ultimately is get the amount related to current year, whether received or not. So that is why we do the adjustment. So to get this amount, you would be having the total amount that has been received during this amount. So what you're supposed to do is, whatever related to previous year, you have to eliminate. Whatever related to current year, you have to include. And whatever related to next year, you have to eliminate. So that would leave you with an amount of the subscription income of the current year. So I hope the concept is now clear. Now we will solve a question and understand the same. This is a question. From the following information, calculate the amount of subscription to be credited to income and expenditure account for the year ended for the year 2020-21 and the relevant data in the balance sheet as on 31st March 2021. So they have given us the subscription received during the year, 5 lakh, total amount received. So we don't know whether it is entirely related to current year, something related to previous year, next year would be included in that. So that is the total amount that has been received by them. Then we have been given subscription outstanding on 31st March 2020. This is outstanding at the beginning. Outstanding 2 lakh. Subscription outstanding on 31st March 2020. This is outstanding at the end of the year. And subscription received in advance on 31st March 2020. So this was received in advance, but at the beginning, the end of the previous year, which is the beginning of the current year. So advance at the beginning. And subscription received in advance on 31st March 2021. That is the end of the current year. So this is advance received at the end of the current year. Now using this detail, it is very simple. If you use a statement method, you start with the subscription received, add and subtract the respective amount, and you get the subscription income here. So let's start. Prepare the format to compute the subscription income of the year. Particulars, rupees. So we are going to start here with the subscription received during the year. So here, as per the question, 5 lakh has been received. So we write it in the outer column, 5 lakh. Now, we would have some add and subtract items. Now, what are the add items? What was related to current year but has not been received or was received in advance in the previous year. So therefore, if you look at this, whatever is outstanding at the end and advance at the beginning. End not yet received but still income. Advance at the beginning was received in the previous year only, so included. So we have to add these two amounts. So here we go to this thing and we add outstanding at the end of the current year, which amounted to 60,000, and whatever was the advance which was received at the beginning of current year or end of the previous year, that amounted to 80,000. So we put it. Then we would subtract certain items, that is the outstanding at the beginning and advance at the end. Outstanding at the beginning would have been received in the current year but relates to previous year, and advance at the end relates to the amount related to next year that has been received now only. So both of them have to be removed. So we write outstanding at the beginning of current year, which amounts to 2 lakh, and advance at the end of the current year. Now advance at the end of current year was 90,000 related to next year. So we write it here. Total this add items 1,40,000. That comes to 6,40,000. And total of subtract item is 2,90,000. So you get 3,50,000. So this is the subscription income of the current year. So this is a statement method for you, how you would be computing subscription income of the year with the available information of adjustments of outstanding advance and the amount received. Hope that is clear. Now, same question, if you are going to use the account method, then you prepare an account form. You prepare the subscription account, debit and credit side. You would have your particulars, amount column, rupees, particulars, and now we start the subscription account with the debit side. You would have to balance brought down, that is outstanding at the beginning, and you would be closing it with by balance carried down, outstanding at the end. Now what is outstanding at the beginning? Outstanding beginning was 2 lakh, end was 60,000. So 2 lakh and 60,000. Then we would have the advance at the beginning 80 and 90. So by balance brought down, this would be the advance at the beginning, credit balance, that was 80,000, and closing balance would be to balance carried down, advance at the end would be 90. Other than that, we have the information of amount received during the year of 5 lakh that has been received. That would come on the credit side as by bank account. This is from the receipt and payment account. You are receiving it, received during the year. That comes to 5 lakh. That's it. There is no other information to be adjusted. Just close account 6,40,000. Write it on the debit side. Find the difference. 6,40,000 minus 2,90,000 comes to 3,50,000. This is the balancing figure which would go into our income and expenditure account. So this is the amount of subscription income of the. So this is way of account preparation for finding out the subscription income of the year. I hope that is clear. And further in the question, they had asked us to prepare the balance sheet extract and show the amounts. So we prepare an extract like that. Why are we calling it as extract? Because all the information of the balance sheet asset and liability are not given, only related to subscription, what was the relevant amount we are going to show. So prepare the balance sheet format like this, say extract as of 31st March 2021. Left hand side you have the liabilities rupees, on the right hand side asset rupees. Now, whatever is the amount that is going to come into the balance sheet, whatever is this outstanding at the end of the period and advance at the end of the period. These are the amounts which are there to be shown there. Outstanding at the end of 31st March 2021 means the amount was not yet received. So it is supposed to be received. So it is an asset. It would come on the asset side. And the advance received will come on the liability side. So outstanding is 60,000 and advance is 90,000. So on the liability side, you have subscription received in advance, 90,000. Whereas on the asset side, you have subscription outstanding of 60,000. So this is the way the relevant data would be reflected in the balance sheet of the NPO. So with that, your solution for this particular question would be complete. So hope it is clear. Now shall we look at one more question? This is going to be a little different. Subscription received by a tennis club for the year ended 31st December 2020 or as under. So don't get confused. It is just that they are using calendar year. They were, whatever has been received is 2019 30,000, 2020 9 lakh 30 and 2021 20,000 has been received. So total they have received so much. But related to 2020 they have received 9 lakh 30. Then they have given the information that the club had 500 members, each paying 2,000 as annual subscription. So per year, each member pays 2,000 rupees and there are 500 members. Further, there's a subscription outstanding as on 31st December 2019. That is at the beginning of the current year or end of the previous year was 60,000. They ask us to calculate the amount of subscription to be shown in the income and expenditure account and show the relevant data in balance sheet as on 31st December 2020. So, when such information is given, it is very simple. How many members are there? 500. What is the amount of subscription per year they have to pay? 2,000. So, multiply it. That would give you 10 lakh as the amount of subscription that was supposed to be received. So, this is the subscription income of the year, which should come to the credit of your income and expenditure. They want you to calculate the amount of subscription to be shown in the income and expenditure account. So 10 lakh rupees should come on the credit side of your income and expenditure account as subscription income of the year. However, how would you present it? Now they have said related to that particular year, 2020, subscription received. So they have subscription income of the year should have been 10 lakh rupees. But received during the year amounts to 9,30,000. Total amount has been received, but related to 2020 only 9 lakh. So still what has not been received? This is the outstanding for the current year. Why are we calculating this? Just to show it in the income and expenditure account. Total amount should go as 10 lakh, but received is only 9 lakh. So now look at the presentation. Prepare the income and expenditure account. It's also an extract for the year ended 31st December 2020. You would write by subscription. In the inner column, you write 9,30,000. Then you add the outstanding, which is 70,000. So that gives you a total of 10 lakh. This is the subscription income of the year. This is how you present it in the income and expenditure account. Further, they also asked you to show the relevant data in the balance sheet. Now again, you know, on the asset side you would have the subscription, which is outstanding, and you could have subscription received in advance. Subscription received in advance. These are the two items that you have. Now let us look whether these items are there. Now here you have been given that 2021 20,000 has been received. During the year they have received. Related to 2021 20,000. That is related to next year they have received. Now, so this is subscription received in advance. So you know it is going to be 20,000. Now about subscription outstanding. Now we know that subscription outstanding for current year is 70,000. So for the current year, you know it is 2020, it is 17,000. Now you might be wondering why I am writing it in a column. Because you have to be very careful. You have to look at this particular sentence. What does it say? Subscription outstanding as of 31st December 2019 was 60,000. So whatever was supposed to be received for the previous year but was not received, which remained outstanding, was 60,000. So outstanding of 2019 was rupees 60,000. But when you look at the amount which was received related to 2019, you have received 30,000. So related to that, how much you have received in the current year? 30,000. So out of the 60,000, 30,000 received. But still there is 30,000 left. This is still outstanding. It has not been received. So this has to continue to be shown in our balance sheet as receivable. So related to 2019, we would write that 30,000. Therefore, the total subscription outstanding for the current year in the balance sheet of the current year would be 1 lakh, not just 70,000. So that was a tricky part that you have to see. This is where you could go wrong. You might directly take 60,000 or you might just take 70,000. You should remember out of the outstanding how much is received and balance is still outstanding. So this is how we present it in the income and expenditure account and balance sheet. So this was a little different question. Now, this is the self-assessment question for the day. Now, here you have to calculate the amount of subscription to be credited to income and expenditure account. The details have been given here. Amount received during the year total 7,80,000 related to different years are given, previous year, next year and next to next year also. 7,80,000 includes all these amounts. Subscription received in advance on 1st April 2020, 35,000. Out of that related to 21-22 next year is 15. They've given subscription arrears, nothing but outstanding 40, and subscription arrears on 31st March 2021. This was outstanding, this beginning and end outstanding. Further, order subscription arrears of 1st April 2020 was 15,000 are no longer receivable. So this is to be written off. So you remember in the account method I showed you that you put that on the credit side by debiting income and expenditure account in your subscription account. So please do try this question. Don't take the help of any outside source. Try this by yourself and check with the solution that I'll be uploading tomorrow. So I hope this video was useful to you and the concept is crystal clear to you. If it is not clear, please do re-watch the video and try to understand the concept and apply it on those questions again, and then take up some more questions and solve it to make your concepts very strong. Because in the full-fledged question, like where they ask you to prepare the income and expenditure account, this type of calculation might have to be made by you to put that amount to arrive at that subscription received during the year. So I hope it was helpful to you. So if you like the video, please do like, share and comment. And if you have any doubts, please do post it in the comment section. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Have a great day.